Hey everybody, Mungo Dark Matter. Today I thought I'd discuss whether you really need dual SD card slots in your digital camera, whether it's a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. And the answer to that is really, it depends. And the main thing it depends on is how important the photo shoot is to you that you're shooting. If you're shooting casually and you lose the pictures, would it feel like you lost everything? Would they be irreplaceable? So for example, at a wedding, really probably want a dual card slot in your camera if you can get it. So if you're a professional photographer, dual card slots become more mandatory than if you're not. Even then, you can shoot professional shots without dual cards slots. But it gives you a little more of peace of mind, and you know that you've got the shot and the card isn't going to go bad after you're finished. The nice thing about dual card slots, dual SD card slots, is you can set the camera so that the first card will back up onto the second card. So we'll take two copies on different cards. You can also set the camera, or most cameras, so that you can kind of go from one slot to the next slot so that you have two cards, and so if you run out of room on the first, it will go to the second, but you can't do both functions at once. Now, the other thing that you have to ask yourself is, what's the likelihood of an SD card going bad? And that's the big kind of debate between people. Some people say, well, you know, they never go bad, blah, blah, blah. They kind of rarely go bad, but that doesn't mean they never go bad, and they go bad enough so that it is a slight risk. And there are a few things that can cause the SD card to go bad, so it is a little bit of a risk, and you don't know whether the SD card is going to go bad or not. And there are a few things. For example, I look through different manufacturers and stuff, and no one will really tell you exactly how long a card is expected to last. The best guesstimates that I get is that it will do 100,000 writes, or it will last about 5 years. Some people say it will last between 5 and 10 years. But there are a lot of things that can cause the card to go bad, including just fluke defects in the manufacturing. It could get damaged from a number of things that could cause it to go bad, just like anything that's an electronic thing. Things happen sometimes. They get damaged and they do wear out. So you have to be mindful of that. The other thing is if you buy a new SD card, you figure, hey, I got a new SD card here, I'm set to go. With electronic things like SD cards and any electronics, even a computer, they are most likely to either break later on down the line or right when you get them. So a lot of times when they install computers in a business, they will run the computers 24 hours or even a couple of days before they install them at the user's desk, because they want to make sure they're not defective. And so a certain percentage of computers, if you buy 100 computers, a certain percentage of them will go bad right away. And it's the same with SD cards. The percentage might be very low, but if you get the card, it's 100% for you, as they say. So those are the things to consider when you're looking to see if you really need a dual slot digital camera. In general, I wouldn't worry about it a lot, but if you're taking important pictures, or you want to go professional, or you are professional and you're taking pictures, that dual slot is probably a really good idea. It's kind of like an insurance policy. If you can always retake the shots, it's not as big a deal. So just consider that, how important they are. If it's a one-time event, those dual card slots would be great. The other thing you can do if you don't have dual card slots is you could always use two different cameras and switch back and forth between them, so you at least have some pictures. That would be another thing that you could do. I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and whatever you do, enjoy the day, and I'll be seeing you.